Right, good evening everybody and welcome to our Wednesday webinar, our training Wednesday webinar. Tonight we're going to talk about sponsoring, which is what people call, sometimes they call it team building or recruiting. I'm going to lay my cards on the table here and say the reason that I call it sponsoring is because we're not recruiting. We're not just wanting to bring in people willy-nilly. We have a responsibility to work with you, to teach you, to train you, and to, until you're independent in the business. So tonight we're going to talk about sponsoring. And although George is new to Viva MK, he's been in the business before, so I can ask this question openly because it's a small audience. Before we do the training, who wants to sponsor? Now, I know some of you have got a team here, so Nigel, Jeff, hands are fine or thumbs up are fine. Kate.
I did have my fingers up.
No, but which ones?
All of them.
All of them. And I know that many of you, if not all of you, are very proficient and know that if somebody spoke to you about the business, if you wanted to sponsor in the business, if somebody spoke to you, most of you on tonight are proficient, but these trainings are recorded. And sometimes when we do trainings, I'm going to have decided I'll use my PowerPoint just as a starting point because I've got quite a lot of hands there. But before I get started, and if we have time, now I know Kate did a training just about 2 or 3 weeks ago on selling on Facebook, but it was kind of selling stroke sponsoring, if you know what I mean. So it'd be a good idea. I'm going to post that into the A team tonight. It is on, well, that's one of the ones in the queue. YouTube plays me up, by the way, and it takes hours to load them. So that's the reason I have a little queue, because they get further down the queue. But Kate did an excellent training about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, on selling online. Sponsoring was part of that. And the reason I say sponsoring was part of that is because selling and sponsoring, they're joined hands. Because as soon as somebody contacts you to buy a product or in response to an ad that you're promoting about the business, they become a prospect. Does that make sense? Every single person that you meet is a prospect. So I'm going to share the screen. It's just a very short training. You have seen it before, but I'm going to go, I reduced it right down. Let me make sure it helps me find my PowerPoint. Knowing me, I'll probably close the PowerPoint down. Let me just make sure I've done it. I've shut the PowerPoint down. So most people want to sponsor, and as I say, most of you are proficient and you know the business inside out, but it doesn't do any harm, just for the sake of having a wee brainstorm. And I do apologise about this. I didn't mean to shut it down, but the reason I shut it down is if I don't shut it down, I forget to save the PowerPoint. Just before we opened. Anybody, while we're waiting on the PowerPoint opening, because the beginning or the end is always a good time if anybody wants to share any stories while we're waiting on that PowerPoint opening.
Did I tell you about my customer who got one lot of engraved things and then immediately phoned me up and said, can I have another 2 as well? So she got the little slate things on a stick, and she had them as memorials for one for, I think, family, gran and I think a nephew, and then one for a pet. And then she immediately liked them so much, she wanted another 2 for another 2 pets she'd lost.
Oh,
that's fantastic. So, yeah.
That's a fantastic story. And the personalised stuff is doing really well.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. I'm feeling a bit embarrassed because I did have the PowerPoint, but you know how slow and I can't minimize the Zoom to see how the PowerPoint's getting on, but it should be open. So while we're waiting on opening, Kate, I know I'm putting you on the spot here. Maybe you can do some type of testimony, because I will be wanting to get you to do a training in the not too distant future and follow up. But maybe you could, because Kate has introduced in the last, I would say 2 periods, going on 3 periods, it's looking at about a dozen people, Kate, or is it more than that?
It's about a dozen just now. There's a few more pending at the minute.
And Louise as well. Kate, Louise is sponsoring.
And Mary's been sponsoring too.
Yeah, Mary brought a new person in last period, but I was going on the volume, and your volume's pretty high, so we might get a wee testimony at the back. I found my training. You do know with me, there's always going to be a gaffe somewhere. You do not need to be perfect to do this business, thank goodness. Going on to full screen. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, I'm hoping not to spend a lot of time on the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint's really a bit of a refresher for most of you and a trigger. There is lots of ways to generate leads, but we've got hands up if you're sponsoring. So I think it is if you want to sponsor. So I think it is a good idea to just go through these, and I'm only picking some of them. Just let me know when you guys can see the PowerPoint. It's kind of coming. I can see you in video. Can you see the PowerPoint? Let's just tell me it's not responding, but that's normal for my PowerPoint. It tells me it's not responding, and it takes a couple of minutes, and then it responds. So Kate has brought a lot of people in, so at the end, maybe after we do this, you can give us an idea of where people are coming from. But it is, you can just see, this is actually the last slide that is frozen on. Just being consistent. That's the last slide. Is that what you can see?
Yeah.
This is why it's good to edit them. It's why they go in a queue. Takes ages to edit. I do apologise, guys. Can you see my wee blue circle going round and round? Yeah, blue circle stopped. Screen sharing has stopped and Windows closed. Well, you see, it was waiting on Joe coming in. That's why. It was waiting on Joanne coming in. This is to do with Zoom, by the way. Lisa and I were talking about it last night, and Kevin, we maybe need to look at an alternative to Zoom because it's overloaded. I mean, completely overloaded, as you know. And it's not performing well. I mean, I'm trying to share a screen right now, but it's taking ages to load. There's a lot of videos that I see on YouTube where people are live streaming on YouTube at the same time as they're live streaming on Facebook. So that's something we're going to investigate a bit further. Now, it's just taking its wee time. Are you all patient?
Of course.
You need to be with this. This is unbelievable. I'm going to share the window before it's fully loaded. I was frightened to do that, but it's taken so long. I'm just going to go for it. Go back to where we started. Can you see this? Yeah. Can you see that yet?
It says it started screen sharing.
It looks as though it is. So fingers crossed. I should see the video. Which means it's fingers crossed I've opened the right one, because I had to just go for it, because none of them, there's a few different edits, but they all make sense. But I just did, let's just see if I think I've opened the right one. Thank goodness. We're going to get started. Don't worry, it's not a long training. I want to really hear for you guys at the end. So we spoke about, I have opened the wrong one. Just bear with me 2 seconds, guys, because it is important I get the right one. This is the one I want. This is the one I want, because it's the one I edited for tonight. Because it's not about sponsoring on Facebook. Why is it opening the wrong one? It's got loads open, guys. I need to stop share, don't I? And then pick the right one. She's having one of these nights. Right, we're just going to have to go with the one that's opening up. Can you see that one?
Yes, there's Facebook sharing still.
It still does. Do you? I mean, I'm really annoyed because let me just try and. I need, like, if you guys are willing to be patient with me, let me just close some of them down, because what it's done is, while I've been trying to get it to open, it's opened about 15 along the bottom. I mean, it's a similar training. I just edited it for tonight because I really wanted to cover all the rods in the pond. I'll just stop the share. Let's check it. That's it. Like, that's the wrong one. PowerPoint. George, I'm not always this disorganized, honest. This is really, really bad. Right, let's start from the beginning. That was me being overconfident, thinking I was really organized. Oh. If this isn't the right one, guys, I'm opening up, then I've not saved it properly, which I sincerely apologise for, but it is 90% similar. And it is the same one. So we'll get the Zoom open. It is very similar. I do apologise. At least I can edit this out of the video. And we'll share the screen. Because although it's Facebook sponsoring, I really just put the other rods in the pond in so that you could see, you know, because a lot of people are doing flyers. Who's doing flyers and business cards and things like that? I know that Nigel and Amanda do flyers, business cards. I know Kevin and Lisa do. So that's, we're going to have to go with this one. Don't worry, it's not been amended greatly. I'm just annoyed at myself for messing up. So ignore. So basically, we're looking at offline. Actually, it is the right training. I've just not edited the title. The first thing is preparation. Now, there's lots of offline, and I'm not going to do the rods in the pond or the money spider. There is different people have different ways that they prefer to do it. Offline, and this is, you know, the top one here is one of my favorite, is either warm market, which your warm market gets added to all the time because people's circumstances change all the time. And 3-foot rule, which is simply asking, I don't suppose you know anybody. Leaflets, flyers, shop adverts, car stickers, catalogue slips, hot pockets, lots of offline ways to sponsor and prospect for the business. Now, online, you may prefer to generate your leads online. What I would recommend is if you're generating your leads offline, what I'm going to just have to be perfectly honest with you, and you'll know this yourself if you used to be in the other business, that leaflets and flyers don't give us the same result as what they maybe did 20 years ago. The percentage is lower. So if you're looking to do that type of offline activity, you need to do more of them. But what we have found, and I'm sure people who do this type of activity might agree with me at the end, we have found that you do get a better result posting them through a letterbox, for example, than putting them on a car, you know, which I guess we've not been doing a lot of cars since COVID, but things are easing up. But going through the letterbox is the better way of doing it. If you're doing offline and you're not doing online, the first thing I'm going to talk about is recommend strongly that you get online. You get online, and if you want to get online with sponsoring, then you need to at least have a selling group, and so that you can lead for the front. Also, the selling group, like my selling group, is Lynn Max Online Shop. Very uninteresting. Hyphen work from home. So it's Lynn Max Online Shops. That's my first tip. It's there with Facebook. My first tip is to, if you do have an online shop with Facebook, a Facebook group, the reason that we recommend a group is we capture them and we can build up a momentum, a rapport, but they're captured in a group. And Louise, who's not managed on tonight, as Kate mentioned, has the best online selling track record, does say that the groups are producing better results than pages. You can have a page if you want to back it up, but if you're going to be sponsoring online, you do need to learn how to sell online. And what I will say, if you're sponsoring either way, online or offline, for a new person, unless they've got a proven track record, for a new person, they need both. They need to get sales from the online and they need to get sales from catalogues. And even if they're only starting with, the online kit and 5 catalogues, we can teach them how to get those catalogues out to friends and family. So top of the online there is Facebook, and I'm going to cover Facebook, hence the reason I said it's not been changed much, the training. Instagram, working really well for a lot of people. Instagram is more, online takes time. Facebook takes time to build. Instagram takes a bit longer for you to get a grip of it, is what I would say. Vinted, now it's there mainly for selling, but as I said, anybody we sell to is a prospect. You have to remember that. There is prospects really coming out of our eyes if we actually realise that every single person that we get in front of, especially a customer, is a potential prospect. TikTok. My granddaughter got me put the puppies on TikTok tonight, going, Grandma, you'll get hundreds of likes and blah, blah, blah. And she's only 8. But TikTok is actually one of the new kids on the block that the new kids on the block are using. And it has been used massively for businesses. And Abby Lamb did a training on that, and it is on our Facebook group. We can tag you in that if you want to be tagged in that.
Lynn, could you check the waiting room?
It's not showing me anybody in the waiting room, Kate.
I think Billy's been trying to get in.
All right, it's only showing me now, Kate. Admit. Was that them? Was there 2?
Well, as far as I know, Billy's been trying to get in.
Yeah, William, it just popped up now, so that must be a bit like behind time. eBay again for selling, but anything we sell, WhatsApp, massive tool. It's kind of, well, it is online because you need to be online to use it. So WhatsApp for selling the products and for team building. There's also lots of avenues that we're not exploring to the best of our abilities, I would guess, especially Gumtree in the middle. I should have put Gumtree first. Gumtree is great for selling products. And I've sold some household products quicker on Gumtree than I sell on Facebook Marketplace, but I buy more from Facebook Marketplace. So it's, you know, it's whatever works, you know, if you do enough. But on Gumtree, I don't know if you know, you can sneak in a free ad everywhere about the business opportunity. Everywhere you can sneak in an advert. You could do special offers, you could do sale items, but Gumtree gets a lot of traffic, and they do have a jobs thing as well if you wanted to put your finger in your pocket. But what I try to encourage all of us to do to the best of our ability is to, you know, to exhaust the free leads, which are unending if you speak to every single customer or everybody who inquires about a product. So we go on. The next thing is, if you're going to have lead generation, you've got to decide the lead generation, decide on the activities. In my opinion, you need, if you're not offline, I'm sorry to say it again, I feel you need to go online if you really want to get these leads, and we get a lot of leads online. How are you going to prospect them once they ask for information? Now, it's not a follow-up training tonight, but we will be doing a follow-up training probably next week. But there are a lot of new people popping on, so we might cover that on the next leaders training, which is coming up soon anyway, about Fortune is in the follow-up. For the new people next week, we maybe do a basic training. But do you have a capture page? Many of you do, most of you do. If you're interested or don't have a capture page or need help with that, please message your sponsor or myself, because I've helped many of the sponsors who don't love Wix to set it up, because I love Wix. So why do I love Facebook? And that's probably why the first slide said Facebook training. There are millions of other users that love Facebook. Honestly, I'm not a Facebook lover from a personal point of view. I'm not really an online person point of view, but because of the massive benefit to our business, whether it's selling the products or team building, there's millions of other users out there. You don't have to plan in the same way as you have to plan with your outdoor activities. You know, getting your flyers, how many you're putting out, getting your box of activities ready. So there's a different type of planning, and it can be done in your slippers, which I don't have on tonight. It's easy to pop up a post, or you can schedule it. And literally, you can do it anytime, any place, anywhere. And the key to success, I asked Kate what her tip was, and she said, is consistency. And it is with everything. So as it says there, Facebook's not just a massive opportunity to sell the products, but to spread the network name, as well as prospecting for people who want a second income. And it's a little reminder at the bottom for anybody that is new, it's important you learn how Facebook works to avoid any little restrictions. So if you just go on to Facebook and start going crazy, they'll think you're spamming and they will restrict you. So speak to your sponsor and make sure you've watched how to build that up slowly, how to look after your Facebook account. Now, I know many of you on here tonight will know all the ways that we can get people online, but we have to ask yourself, what do we want? how many people do we want? Do we have these targets in place for our prospecting? Do we have a prospecting plan? And do we have a prospecting goal? But your Facebook wall and your cover photos is just one way of doing it. I've put there right at the top again, warm market and 3-foot rule, because again, you speak to warm market, and as you get older, your warm market, you get more of them, you bump into them at weddings and what have you. But the 3-foot rule on Facebook is just as massive, if not bigger, than the 3-foot rule bumping into people. I don't suppose you know anybody striking up conversation, because every time anybody asks you about a product, before you finish that conversation, hopefully they'll be in your online shop, your selling group. But before you say, before I go, once they're in your selling group, because they're a prospect in your selling group, because we put prospect and post occasionally in the selling group. But before I go, I don't suppose you know anybody, but that'll come a little bit further on. So we've got lots of little short opportunity videos, or you can make one yourself. You can product posting videos which have links to earn extra income, and every product ad you can have a hashtag about the business opportunity. You can sneak the business opportunity with every product you post or talk to about. Facebook stories are becoming bigger and bigger, and getting, months ago, I think it was Louise, maybe been even a year and a half ago, because time goes quick for me. Louise was, you need to start doing the stories, and we're starting to get results from the stories, because it's getting your name out there on a consistent basis that you have these products and you have this opportunity. Buy and sell groups are fantastic for posting, for looking for people. You can even put opportunity videos in them. And I know that myself included, as one of us, that not all of us are utilising that. You can pop a short opportunity video in buy and sell groups. Now, if you want to check if they allow videos, and you can put product videos, which many of you do, but we can put opportunity videos, a few minutes long, a couple of minutes long, something you've just done on Viva Videos. All you need to do is go to the videos in that buy and sell group, and if other people are selling products or anything else through a video, then you can put a video in there. Now that is massive, the video side, which I didn't even put there. Slap on the head. I'm not going to edit it halfway through though, because we took too long to get the PowerPoint open. Marketplace. Again, the marketplace is where I sell most of my products. I know once you build a strong group, like Louise has definitely built a group, and most of, or a lot of her sales will come from her group. And there will be separate trainings on them. Kate covered it, touched on it a couple of weeks ago. But in the marketplace, every time, if it's in your buy and sell group, or if it's in your sponsoring group, every time you post it, it allows you to share it. Now you can do a sponsoring advert disguised under a selling post, and you can post it onto the marketplace and then share with 20 other groups at the same time. You have to be a little bit more, if you're going to use the marketplace and the buy and sell groups, like doing it that way, speak to your sponsor or myself, because you have to be a little bit more, Scottish people would say, sleek it. A little bit more sneaky to get that post in there. Facebook events, parties. Now we're coming up to Christmas, but I know that Kate's team do parties. We've maybe not done one for a while. Maybe this will kick off a party, Kate. But I know that Kate's team do a lot of joint parties. You can do a party for your products. And we're a party for your products. We're looking for people. We're looking to sponsor. You know, you can get lots of miles for parties. the videos are there, the trainings are there, but these are all up and coming trainings. But always just let everybody you speak to, no matter what they're doing, whether it's buying a product, coming to your party, just always let them know that you're looking to expand your business and you're looking for people who would be interested in part-time work from home business, an extra income, a full-time income because of the lockdown, Facebook opportunity group. So you've got one for your products. I know that some of you, not all of you, have a sponsoring group. Kate, and I'm sorry, Kate, if I'm using and abusing your name, but she has brought a lot of people. It's over a dozen people recently. My phone's pinging. I should have put it in silent. Quite a fair few people recently, and she uses her opportunity group. There's lots of little lines appearing. I think it's because I touched my screen. So that is something we will do a training on, but it's just a sponsoring group, just the same as a product selling group. And really, if we've got time at the end, we can chat about what sort of stuff to put in there. Your customers, 3-foot rule. I hope you don't, William's been kicked out, I think, kicking him back in. I hope you don't mind me asking, it's one of my favourite sentences. And if you buy on Gumtree or Facebook, reverse pitch them. I love to buy on Facebook Marketplace. I could give you a huge list of stuff recently. I love it. And you pitch the person that's selling to you. I hope you don't mind you asking. I hope you don't mind me asking. Business is going really well. I'm looking to expand. My favourite line as well, I don't suppose you know anyone. You don't want to ask somebody directly. One, for non-sales type, and most of us who are in networking are non-sales type, they don't like to ask, are you interested in a business opportunity? But plus, if you ask that question and I'm a sales type, I've been in sales, you can get a yes or a no. And that's a bad question to ask. So a third party way of doing it is, I don't suppose you know anyone who would be interested in a part-time work from home business or a part-time income, or you can judge it depending on the person that you're talking to at that moment in time, online or offline. Next slide, it's wanting to freeze now. I do think, guys, all you techos out there who like to look things up, we need to find something out with Zoom. But why do we want a group? I'm just going to quickly flip through this, but it is basically to capture them. If you invite prospects into a sponsoring group, they're captured, and you just need to put positive stories. And there's hundreds of them. There's videos from Michael in the warehouse. There's little dog. There's packaging videos. There's hundreds of material that you just keep that as if it was a selling group. You just keep prospecting it. Because a lot of people, they might not join now, but they may join later. And maybe Kate will talk us about that. Simple and easy to set up. If you've got it set up, it's easy to maintain. It's just putting stories in there. Good morning, keeping an eye on your prospects and tagging people. But you are building an online prospect list in your prospecting group, just the same as your selling group. It is an online prospect list, which we used to do with email prospect lists. We used to do like big advertising, things like that. We've got them online in a group captured. Let's leave. You can personalize your business, build a rapport. I'm not going to go through everything there. You can see it. And that is a separate training on its own. I'm sorry about all the wee lines on it. But I just thought I'd just stick a little third-party example. It could be you could be new and you could be building your selling group on Facebook. So if you're new, you would say, I've just recently started my own work from home business. This is to people you know, and it's going really well. I wonder if you know anyone who'd be interested in a part-time work from home income opportunity. I've added you to my Viva MK Income Opportunity group to have a look round. Or you might say I've added you to my selling group, but I can add you to my opportunity group as well. And if you know anybody that's interested, blah, 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 blah. That's just a little bit example to show you how that third party rule can work from a brand new selling group, a brand new sponsoring group, a brand new person, or to third party by tweaking it to somebody who's maybe buying a product, especially if they've just said I'm interested and they don't buy, because 9 out of people, 10 out of people who say they're interested, they don't normally buy. It's a percentage again. So you've got the 9 that don't buy, get them into your selling group. If you don't get them into your selling group, ask them about the business opportunity. In fact, do both. There's just another example. Thanks for your order. I hope you don't mind me asking. I don't suppose you know anybody. It's getting into the habit. Prospecting for me is habit building, whether it's in flyers, business cards, or online posts, or my favourite 3-foot rule. As you can see, it's my favourite. Let me just see what this says. Post in your product group and right. Post in your product group in your Facebook profile that you're looking for people periodically. I mean, a lot of people who are bringing people in just now, they are getting people because they are letting people know on Facebook, on their walls, on their groups that they're looking for people, their lifestyle posts, their success stories. Many of you on here tonight are successfully doing this. You know, it's really for the new people here, you know, just to do it gradually. You know, I'm working from home. I love the freedom in my business. You know, buy and sell groups, as I said previously, I've covered that. Posting job and business groups. Kate sponsors somebody by responding to somebody who was looking for work, I think it was, or something like that. She'll remind me what it was at the end. But just let people know every opportunity you're looking for people. Just make it your mantra.
Put on, Sonny. Okay, now.
Sorry? Oh, sorry, I heard somebody spoke there and they maybe thought they were on mute. Just make it your mantra when speaking to people. I don't suppose you know anybody. I don't suppose you know anybody. And, you know, Kate, you just quoted one of the best people, in my opinion, in network marketing, one of my favourite mentors. When I asked her to give me tips for the training tonight, she said, just be consistent. And I've added on there what Jim Rohn would say, and willing to learn and grow. Because sometimes we think we know it all when we've been here a while, but sometimes we need to be refreshers of what works for us. But as Jim Rohn says, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced daily and not added on there, accumulated, and this is Jim Rohn that says this, accumulated over a period of time. Look at all my wee lines. And I know how to draw lines on my screen. Right, sorry about that hiccup in the middle. This is one of those edited videos. Right, anybody want to ask Kate any questions?
I would like to, before anybody asks me a question, I would like to ask a question to the assembled team. Billy Ness has joined us tonight. Very, very welcome to the Zoom tonight, Billy. Glad you could get on with us.
Welcome to Zoom, Billy.
And I'm Kate, by the way, although I'm coming up as Lynn, I am Kate. You couldn't possibly have 2 Lynns, that would just be too much.
That would be too much.
But my question is on behalf of Billy, who asked if we could possibly have a bestsellers list.
Yes.
Now, everybody's bestsellers list is slightly different, but I would ask all of the retailers here, because there's a lot of very experienced retailers here, and while anybody wants to ask me a question, if you could have a wee think about just a couple of your best sellers that you've had recently through the catalogues or online, and just give Billy a couple of tips to go on, because it'll be different for everybody really.
And all yours.
Yeah, everybody who's retailing, just a couple of ideas for what your best sellers have been in the last couple of weeks.
Excellent. Who wants to start?
Bleach tablets.
I love the bleach tablets as well.
Bleach
Joanne.
tablets. I've got 6. I'm just packing. I'm packing books and deliveries, and it's all gone a bit wrong this afternoon, which is why I've ended up packing out.
Just be flexible, Joe.
So I got a nice order through on PostPay, and 3 of them have messaged me tonight to say we're going on holiday, so we'll not be in when you deliver on the normal. I'm like, I'm coming now.
Quite right.
So it's only arrived today. So yeah, I've got 6 lots of bleach tablets on this.
And is that the new ones on the card, Joe, or the tubs?
The tubs.
The tubs. Yep, I've sold 3 of those today as well. Yep.
Yeah, very popular.
So the card ones, I hope they don't get rid of the tubs, because I prefer the tubs.
Absolutely, yeah.
The tub's quite good because once you've opened the card, they kind of go everywhere. You need a container for them, then the tubs are good. Except I can't open the tub to begin with when it comes and it's sealed. I have to get Tom to open it.
I get a knife, but I've been warned not to put that demo on Facebook.
Bad idea. Kevin and Lisa, have you got?
Kevin and Lisa,
best sellers. Unmute yourselves.
Ours is at the minute Steinaway.
Steinaway.
Yep.
Yeah, obviously everyone has a lot of stains in Derbyshire. Yeah. We're all dirty, see, with all the cattle and stuff. We have a lot of stains. Country throw, yeah. Ours is Steinaway at the minute. A lot of Steinaway going. Don't know why.
Right, could I just ask if you could give 2 or 3 products, everybody? Bleach tablets, Steinaway. What is that?
Baking liner was as well.
Baking liner. Yep.
Yeah.
Shake and vac.
Shake and vac.
Oh, yeah.
Shake and fresh.
You've got to stop me here because it takes me back to my Kirby days. I hate shake and vac. It clogs up your carpets, but don't tell the customers.
But the customers don't know that.
I won't use it. I won't. You know what I do during the day? I clean people's houses during the day.
I sold Kirby's, but it's a big seller. So back to Kevin and Lisa, you said the Steinaway
and baking liner.
And baking liner. Yeah.
Baking liners.
Amanda, Nigel, you got another one?
Yeah, Nigel.
Yeah.
We sell quite a bit of everything, don't we?
Yeah.
What's the best seller?
Shaken and
the face wipes sell a lot of as well.
Yeah.
What's that? Sorry.
The face wipes, collagen face wipes.
Oh really? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We sell loads of those.
Excellent.
She's going to get something. Weed killer.
Collagen face wipes.
I said that one.
She's really looking at the order.
Yeah, she's gone in the kitchen. Had a look.
I can tell.
Yeah, 4 years.
They do their product names, but they can't remember what they've done.
What's the name? What's it cans?
Blast cans,
Blast
cans, yep.
Big seller, blast cans.
I haven't got enough customers to say something's been ordered regularly. I mean, it seems to be one of everything at the moment.
I think that's the signs of a new customer base, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's
the key. Once they get used to using a particular product, they'll keep ordering it. I've got somebody ordering three stain removers every month now because she gets it for herself and her son and her daughter when they're visiting. They take it away and stuff, and she's never got one in the house. So I've started keeping some in the house for the inevitable phone call. Have you got any there?
One of my customers always orders the fridge and freezer de-icer. At Christmas, she's always ordering that. So the Christmas, so the freezer is bigger at Christmas because they've taken all the ice out.
Can I just mention, Lynn and Kate, for your new team members' benefit? Well, everybody, is everybody taking advantage of putting the preview Christmas flyer in with your packs?
Yeah, just started doing that.
Yeah,
you've got yours, haven't you, Billy? I think Billy's got his. I don't know if you'll have yours yet, George.
No, we've just been doing the online up to now.
Oh yeah, so you have. Yep.
To now.
But anything that's in a flyer can be posted online.
Yeah. You can take photographs of it and post them online as well.
Yeah, just save it and post it online because it'll still do the trick.
Yep. Angela, have you got a bestseller at the moment?
Personalised items.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was going to say with the Christmas flyer.
Unbelievable. Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't it nice?
What does it say on it? Is it your name that's on it?
It's Christmas at the Lammies. This one's for me. I saw them. I thought I'll have to have one. I'll have to have one. So yeah, because a customer order one, it looks amazing. So I've got
the wrong space.
Ordered from the normal personalised as well, because people are already, you know, ordering for Christmas. So she's also asked for one of the B ones too, which is unfortunately it's in the way with the personalisation. But yeah, that's all personalised as well.
Yeah.
So and then she's ordered some stuff from the outdoor catalogue as well, a picnic basket and things like that. It's like £70.50 from one house.
Yeah,
excellent.
Because people are shopping for Christmas.
Definitely are.
I mean, we were just saying our Christmas catalogue's a bit slow in coming out this year, but I think it's because we're clearing the stock that's there and people have been selling the Christmas stock. But, you know, what I'm thinking, like things like personalised, definitely massive at Christmas. I'm with you, Angie. How you doing?
Yeah.
That's my favourite, but probably because it's my favourite, I promote it a lot. But personalised for Christmas time is good. Makeup, I mean, what I'm doing actually is my daughter's pregnant at the minute, so she normally wants clothes or jewellery, and her fingers are fat. And her tummy's fat. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make her a basket of the health things. You know,
nice idea.
I spent £200 or £300 because there were so many, when I actually went through it, so many things like the facial scrub, that sponge with the soap in it. When you actually go and look at it as a customer sometimes, it'll make you see the potential.
Yeah.
Because my daughter's, and the feet soak. She's pregnant, your wee fat feet, you know, all the hand, you know, the hand cream. Sorry, she's not going to hear this. She's not going to see this video. So, but when I did that today, I was getting really excited because I'm thinking, oh my God, I need to empty my basket a bit here. So, Christmas presents with the makeup. I'm getting her that. What's that nail varnish that you really like, Kate? The one that you wear all the time.
This is
the metallic one.
This is I Lava You.
That's the lava one, yeah.
Yep. I've had this on for 9 days and it isn't chipping yet.
I've got the teal one on.
That's nice.
I love that one as well. Yep. I've just somebody once asked me to take a picture of all the nail polishes I have, and I'm actually scared to. I don't think you would fit in one picture. It's just in this room right now.
She's got to go get them. I like the metallic ones.
This isn't all my gift sets, but this is all the gift sets I can hold in 2 hands. And I've got the candy nails, and I've got one of the French manicures, leopard print, of course. This is a flamingo one. I've got the shimmer nails. I've also got all the glitters. I've got all the chromes, all the pearls, and the other French manicure set, and a couple of the other animal ones. If anybody wants pictures of nail polish, I'm your man.
And anybody needs pictures of nail polish, Kate should women. And I'm dying to know what
that's Amanda's. She's got a bag full of them.
Yay!
I've got Lindsay the poppy bag as well.
Loads of them.
Just say we've always said, don't
they're not mine really, they're Nigel's.
Right. The truth's coming out now.
They're Nigel's. So William and Jared, is it Jared?
George.
George, sorry. William and George, you need to start wearing nail polish. No, I'm only kidding. I know that some of the men like to wear it, but you don't have. But it's for women. It's, I mean, what Janet does for men is she does a clear hard one just to show, so a man can easily like paint it on the customer. But you know, sometimes women can wear the product, and sometimes you just have to show the photographs of us wearing the products. But Christmas, forget the Christmas catalogue. Promise you, not all your sales are going to come from there. They're going to come from things, one, that we promote, but we have got lots of different things. As I said, for Lindsay, we gift pack with all the health stuff. You can do a makeup gift, you can personalise matter. Loads and loads of gift ideas there, loads of them. Is that 9 o'clock? Oh my God, that went quick.
Yep.
Anybody want to add any of the best sellers in? We're trying to finish by 8:45, but we're still in the habit of finishing at 9. So you forgive us if we're a wee bit. I heard somebody's clock going bong, bong, bong. Nigel, the man does. Their one does it. It still says 2059 on my phone. Anybody else want to add any more products that they sell a lot of? Which is, I would say, for the people down south, you guys down south, your children go back to school later than our children. Our kids all went back to school last week. What's a big seller for us was the pencils.
Yep, pencil boxes.
You know, the personalised pencils. It was a big seller. So if you haven't popped that up on your Facebook or in your group, get that one up there, because as the kids go back to school, we get quite a few orders for these. And that's why it's good to talk as a team and, you know, share it on our team, share it on your group, your other team's groups, what's selling well for you, because not only does George, William, and the new people want to know, we want to know. And hiya, William. Didn't get a chance to say hi to you.
Hello.
Good to see you on. Thanks for joining us.
Washing nets sell well me.
What's that?
Washing nets
sell it. And
yeah, they were massive and clean easy as well, by the way, the washing nets.
Yeah. Oh, do you know one of mine is the
I need to buy one. Just remember
the shopping the reusable shopping bags that are massive in my customers.
Yeah, I just ordered Lindsay the cat one.
Yep.
Actually, William, you just reminded me, and here's a good selling point, and I'm going to go over time. I need to buy the washing nets, and the reason the washing nets are so popular, listen out, girls, because it's more a girl thing. Things that can be dry cleaned. Most modern washing machines have a dry cleaning cycle, but you really need to put that expensive dress, which I'm about to dry clean, in my washing machine. Your Viva MK washing net. Watch out for the stories. Hope it doesn't go all wrong. But it's because they can dry clean them in the washing machine. So they need to be in a net, or if they want the usual reasons that people, domesticated people, I'm not domesticated.
So that you get the same number of socks out the washing machine that you put in.
That's another reason. See, domesticated people.
That's the mystery.
That's a mystery on that.
Oh, that's a great question. We should do this at the end of the Zoom, is to get our best selling products. Yep. Right, anybody want to throw any more products in before we get somebody to close the meeting for me?
Actually, I've got to say, the gift bag and tag service.
Oh yeah, saw that.
Yeah, yes. I tested it the other day and I got it delivered today. Cheaper for your sister and your brother-in-law. I just thought I'd test it, and I have to say the quality of the bag is really, really good and thick, and the drawstring is really, really good. And the tag it was really nice. Ours was a glitter gold one, but I'm not sure.
It's really good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the bag size will change depending on what you order. I'm not sure.
I think it has to. It has to.
I did put the pictures on in the Viva group, so if anyone wants to use them, they can do, just to show what they're like. But I have to say, really good, wasn't it? Quality. We were surprised with it.
Well, what did you put in it? What was the gift?
I got it with the, you know, the cheese ball with the bumblebee, the one that Joanne's just
I saw it.
Yeah, I think it's.
So that's a decent sized bag then.
I mean, I'm not being funny. That's a cheap price if it's going to change bags. I mean, if it's
I think it's £3-4. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure if the size of the bag will change with the size of the product you order. That I don't know.
Once it's in the bag,
it looks really nice.
It considerably puts up the perceived value of it.
Yeah,
considerably.
Really nice. That's
really good to
agree with that.
So you can have a look and use them. You can use them. We have made it so everyone can, put them in the group and just to show customers, they're really nice.
That's actually a good question though, because after our Zoom last night, I actually went on to personalise and I was looking to put what products I wanted to post, and I seen the gift bags, and I wondered about changing per size of the product. It's very cheap for a big product. So maybe we need to ask that question to Michael or the back, distributor services.
But the quality
because
it's nice. I mean, it is 100% cotton.
It's really nice.
It looks worth a lot more than it is.
This was a big
really
product.
Worth it.
I like the cutlery, by the way. Big seller is the kiddies cutlery.
Kiddies cutlery is lovely, isn't it?
The stainless steel cutlery is massive, and I've got 2 babies to buy it for. I need the names first.
Congratulations.
Sorry?
Congratulations, Amelia Granny.
A grandma again, William. There's a wee pile of them now.
She's grown her own network.
But thank you. It's grandbaby number 6, and I've got 2 step grandbabies. But no, anyone who's a grandma will know they are the light of your lives. And Jane White always says that grandchildren are our rewards for having children. Because our children always give us headaches, but the grandbears don't. Thanks for that. So I do like the personalised cutlery. Grace is 15 and she's got it. I've got the cutlery with Grace's name on it. That's how far back that goes, and then what I love personalised. But who would like to close the meeting? Anybody, by the way, before you close the meeting, anybody, next week's a training, by the way, just to remind you, week 3, it's a training again. But please add products. We do have an A-Team Rhino group product group. So if you want to add loads of pictures to that, I'd be really grateful. But there are on the Viva one, and Kate's got one for her own team as well. But anybody that wants to add any pictures anywhere to help all of us out, because we all share the pictures, you can edit them a little bit. Who wants to close the meeting?
I don't necessarily. Am I closing the meeting? Okay. I will keep this quick, but something you said earlier on, Lynn, about reverse. You said something earlier about reverse pitching. Right?
Reverse pitching, yeah.
So a couple of days ago on Facebook, one of my friends posted a picture of her glass of wine on her garden table. And the garden table was a mesh top table, and I've been looking for one of those for a couple of years, and I could never get one without them being really, really expensive. And the reason I was looking for one was because a few years ago I bought at the B&Q sale, and the whole thing cost me about 60 quid. It was a glass-topped oblong table with 8 chairs for outside. And I actually got Duncan to hire a van, and the 2 of us went down and took it out of B&Q that day, because that was the only way to get it home. But a couple of years later, I went out to the garden, and the glass had all smashed in the top of the table, and it all dropped right through the top of the table and was all over the back slabs. Unfortunately, I had found it before I had let the dog out that day. So I thought I'll never have another glass top table again. So I've been looking for a mesh one ever since and couldn't get one. But here's a picture of my friend Fiona with a glass of wine and a mesh top table. And I commented and said, do you mind if I ask where you got your table? Was it recently? And she said, oh no, I've had it for years. I've had it for about 10 years, but I hope you get one. One of her friends messaged her and said, I'm selling a mesh top table if your friend wants one.
This is the one you'd be picking up the night then.
Aye, well, we couldn't, is it? So the friend then messages me and tells me about the table and stuff. And Tom and I went down to get it tonight. We couldn't get it in the car, but we did buy it, we paid for it, and we're getting somebody with a trailer to pick it up on Friday. But anyway, Tom, the lady asked Tom how we knew the women that had posted the picture of the glass of wine, and Tom said, she's a customer of Kate's. And the lady said, what do you mean a customer? You know, what do you do, kind of thing. So I told her about the business, and she said, I'm just retired, I'm looking for something to do. And she proceeded to pitch me about why she'd be really great in my business.
So she pitched
so I'm going back to see her on Friday to pick this table up with the chat with the trailer. So I'll give her a catalogue, chat to her a bit more about the business. Something might come of it, something might not, but if you're not in that arena, you don't always get these opportunities. You know, she's just retired, she's bored at home, she's looking for something to do, she knows a wee bit about online, you know, I like her, she likes me, we've met and everything, you know. So, and that, the only thing I would say about offline fish pond that we touched on earlier was that you can build your business really locally with that, and you can target areas for where you want to be with it. So if you want to go to a town 10 miles away and find a distributor there because you think there's customers there, offline's the way forward to do that. But if you want to build your network all over the UK, we've got team now in Kent and Lincolnshire and Wales and the east end, the east side of Glasgow, east side of Scotland, the west side of Scotland, north of Scotland. Our team's all over the place because most of the activity that I'm doing to generate leads at the moment is online. So everything works if you do enough of it, and that's really all I want to say. Just do it every day, day in, day out, day in, day out. Just as the meeting started there, I had commented on somebody's post in a work from home group, and they're asking me for information now as well. So if you don't do it, you won't get the inquiries.
Yeah.
And sometimes an inquiry will jump out and hit you in the face, like the lady tonight with the table. But these things don't happen all the time, but they happen more often if you're in that arena and you've got an awareness of what you want to do and how you want to build your business. So that's all I want to say. So have a fabulous second half of period 9. For the new people, we're in the second week of the period that finishes tonight, and the period ends a fortnight tonight at midnight. If you're new in the business and you do £300 of personal sales within any of your first 3 periods, you will get a free retail pack on demand from the company if you're cataloguing. If you're not cataloguing and you're doing online, it's still worth having catalogues because you can hand them out with the orders to the customers, give them to your friends and family, build an awareness of your business and make sure everybody knows you've got a business. So half of the period's still to go. If you're not sure where you're going, ask your sponsor, ask me, ask Lynn, and we'll help you as much as we can. So have a fantastic week 3 and week 4, and we'll see you all next week for some more training.
See you all next week.
Have I closed the meeting? Well, shut up now.
Yes, you closed it perfectly. But what I will say is in 2 weeks' time, there'll only be 3 days till the showcase.
That's true. There is never a webinar on the last day of the period, mostly because Michael does one on the first day of the period, which is the next day. So
but he may not do one, so watch out for the last week of the period, because Michael, that's too close to the showcase.
He might do one. Or he might do a live somewhere else, you never know.
It does work his sell at the bone. Right, see you all next Wednesday, everybody. Thanks.
Good night, everybody. Have a fab week.
Thanks to all you new guys that joined us. Well done for joining us.
Yep, great to see you. See you soon.
I managed to get Zoom working.
Fantastic, brilliant. Every day's a school day.
Well done.
Great to see you both. Good night.
George. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.